And we are live. What is going on, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome to my Sunday Night Live, where I am going to be talking about how to buy your first rental property without using any of your own money in the next 90 days. I'm going to give it about 30 seconds to let a few more people get logged in. I have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X all up right now. So I appreciate you for being here. I know you're not going to be here the entire time, but just know I have a packed presentation for you. If you're in the mood to learn how to buy your first rental property or your next rental property in the next 90 days without using any of your own money, I would suggest you cancel your plans for the next few minutes and just hang out with me. It's Sunday evening, got to get back to the grind tomorrow and Monday, so why don't you learn some ways to maybe get out of that 9 to 5 grind on this Sunday evening. So let me know where you're from. If you're just joining in, please double tap that screen or hit that like button. It really does help this reach more people. I'm giving you advice that most people pay for free. So with that being said, let's get the ball rolling. You will see some instructions above and below me. That is sending you to the freedomstarterpack.com, which is simply a free starter pack. You're going to get funding, you're going to get video course, you're going to get AI bot, you're going to get and additional scripts to learn and know more. So it's just a starter pack to invest in real estate, and it's absolutely free. I'm not going to pitch you a course in this. I'm not going to pitch you anything. I'm giving you free advice and sending you somewhere for free. So I would suggest screenshotting this, and you can hit that URL code below and go back to it later, or just screenshot it so you can go to that website after this. So with all that being said, again, double tap the screen. Let's get the ball rolling. All right, so how many of you have ever bought an investment property before? Type 1 in the chat box if you've ever bought an investment property. I'll go here in the corner so you can kind of see. Throw 1 in the chat box if you bought an investment property before. Okay, the phones are kind of far away, but I can see. All right, type 2 in the chat box if you've never bought an investment property before. So I see some 1s. And I see some 2s. So thank you for being here regardless. You're wanting to move things at the next level, and I appreciate that. The fact that you've already done one and want to do more, or you haven't done one and you want to do more, is encouraging to me, because I like people that are like me, and I'm always looking to grow and get better. So birds of a feather flock together. I think that's a Billie Eilish song, and then a statement before then. I digress. Thank you for being here, and I'm super, super excited to help you this evening, okay? So quick agenda. I'm going to talk quickly about myself for those that don't know me. Then we're going to get into what wealthy people know that you probably don't. No offense. We're going to talk about how I would start if I started today. I'm going to give you a case study. I have my vibe board right over here that I'm going to pull right here and show you when the time is right. And then I'm going to predict what the real estate market is going to do and predict the future for you. And then we're going to get to Q&A. So I'm doing all of this. I know you're busy on a Sunday evening, and you may or may not have been expecting me to do this tonight. I don't even know if there's Sunday Night Football on tonight or not. My team won the Fantasy Football League, of course, duh, and then I don't know much beyond that. So regardless, thank you for being here. The more time you spend with me, the more information you'll get. So again, if you have other things to do, I would suggest hanging out with me. And again, let me know where you're from in the chat box if you have not, and double tap the screen. And if you're wondering what's above and below me, every 5 minutes I'm going to mention what that is. That is just it's just the freedomstarterpack.com. It's absolutely free. It's funding. Gives you introduction to funding, gives you scripts to find private lenders. It has a video course built in there. It has a calculator built in it. It's just a free thing that we're launching to help people invest in 2025, because I really want to help change your life. All right, so if we spend the next 30 minutes showing you how to buy rentals using none of your own money, would that be a good use of your time, yes or no? I want yeses or nos. Give me engagement. All right, so quickly about myself. There's my beautiful family. I grew up in the middle class, didn't inherit a dime from anybody. I've been able to get over 1,000 houses. Actually, it's over 1,500. We just counted a few days ago. Over 1,500 houses in the last 10 years, and I'm financially free because of real estate, and I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in the Midwest in the middle class. My dad was an engineer. My mom was a teacher. I was able to take a great childhood, but not a financially educational childhood, and turn that into some really cool things, and I want you to know that you can do this too. That is part of this. I promise this path that I walked is repeatable, and in fact, I have the process here for you tonight. All right, so what that has led to, sorry, I got to keep moving around a little bit on you. I think you don't mind. Faster House, St. Louis. We're the biggest home buyer in St. Louis. We buy 250 to 300 houses a year. Again, started from nothing to this currently. We have an incredible company upstairs. I don't know if anybody's here this evening on a Sunday, but a couple cars in the parking lot, who knows. I learned a ton of like what works, what doesn't work with this company. That has led to a $50 million rental portfolio, again, that I bought using none of my own money. Everything from singles to apartments to self-storage to hotels to this building. All using none of my own money. And then that bled over to me posting on social media, and I have like almost 3.5 million followers on social media, which is crazy because I didn't buy any of them, and I'm not like very like articulate as like a Hermosi or like a handsome like a Pineda, just a normal dude, and I'm able to get 3.5 million followers almost. But the coolest part is I've helped over right at about 2,000 students buy over $500 million worth of real estate in the past 3 years. So that's what I am most proud of. All right. So again, if you're just joining me, thank you for being here, letting me know where you're from. Try to hang out with me. I got about half an hour left. I promise you're going to get some information out of this. I'm not asking for anything. This isn't a pitch fest for anything. This is legitimately a Sunday evening spending away from my family with you to help you move the financial needle forward for you as far as it becomes a real estate investor. You go to freedomstarterpack.com or follow any of the instructions above or below if you don't feel like typing that in. The instructions for each app that I have live streaming right now above, how to get that for free, and also the QR code and website below that you can just screenshot and go back to later, but it's all free. All right, so how do you know if somebody is real, legitimate, or not? How do you know if your mentors are real or not? First question I would ask myself, are they active? Are they actively investing in real estate, or is this something that they used to do? What level are they doing at? Are you following somebody that's flipped 2 houses in the past 2 years and now they're trying to sell you a $50,000 course, or are you following somebody that buys 5 houses a week? And then lastly, can their tools and systems be transferred? This is the most important one. There are so many great investment strategies out there, from syndication to sub-2 to the BRRRR method to flipping, but is what you're being taught applicable to you and your market? There are so many niche things that don't work in every market, so put me through the ringer too, but ask anybody you're looking to follow on social media, get their mentorship, get their freebies, whatever they are, make sure they are active, they're doing it at a high level, and you can follow their systems yourself. All right, so how to get the most out of this? Remove all your distractions. This is an absolutely free, no pitch fest webinar, so remove distractions if possible. You may have had other plans, but at least stick with me for 10 or 15 minutes. I think I can change your life. Participate. Interact when I say comment your favorite emoji. Do it. It's fun. It helps with interaction. It helps with engagement. It helps me help more people, and it's fun. So throw your favorite emoji in the chat box. And then think big picture. Everybody you know that's wealthy thinks big picture. Nobody you know that's wealthy thinks only about tomorrow. I promise you that. They think beyond that. And then lastly, finish the race. If at all possible, stick with me for the next 20 minutes and let me finish this thing with you. All right, so this is what normal people, and I got normal people financials, financially free people's financials, and then I have the 90-day plan to buy your first rental property or next rental property in the next 90 days using none of your own money. So a couple more minutes of this, and then into the plan. I got a vibe board I'm going to pull over here and go through one of my latest rental properties with you, okay? All right, so normal person's financials. This is what the school system has gotten us. This is what we learned. We learned how to dissect frogs. Hopefully this doesn't mess with my mic much. We learned how to dissect frogs, and we learned this. You make money, you have expenses, and you have money left over at the end of every month. If your expenses go up, like inflation or a medical bill you don't know about, and your income doesn't go up, you're screwed, or you just reduce your lifestyle and eat cardboard bologna sandwiches like Dave Ramsey tells you to do. This is not your fault that this is all you know, but this is your problem. And we're going to help solve that problem, okay? Hardworking Americans are getting crushed right now. I know that inflation has slowed down, but it doesn't go the other way. It went like this, and now it's doing this, but it doesn't go back down. So that huge spike that we saw a couple years ago, we're not getting that back. Here's what a financially free person's income statement looks like. They have their income, the W-2 job. Most financially free people or wealthy people have or have had a W-2 job. They have expenses and they have cash flow left over. But on top of their W-2 job, they stack assets. On top of their W-2 job, they stack extra cash flow. And on top of that, they save money on taxes on the top line as well as their income line. And there's one asset class that does all of this. Do you know what it is? Drum roll. What asset class allows you to buy it, produces cash flow, and gives you tax savings? 1, 2, Bueller. What is it? Throw it in the chat box. I said interact. I'm not even going to look because I know a lot of you know real estate. But do you know why real estate creates wealth? Well, over time, real estate values go up. They do. There's death, there's taxes, and there's real estate goes up in value. Those are the three guarantees in life. If you're investing in the United States, of course, I can't speak for every country in the world. But if you're in the United States, investing in the United States, it is guaranteed that you will one day pass along. It is guaranteed that you will have to pay taxes or write off enough that you don't pay taxes, but you had to write it off. And it's also guaranteed that real estate will go up in value over time. So you buy real estate, goes up in value. That's one reason why it creates wealth. The second reason why it creates wealth is somebody else is paying down the mortgage. You're renting out the property and the tenant's paying down the mortgage. So what that's telling you is your wealth is compounding. Your net worth is compounding. Property goes up, somebody else paid the mortgage down. It compounds and doubles every single day because of the real estate effect. And last, you get tax-free cash flow. If you're just joining me, thank you for being here. I'm teaching you how to buy your first or next rental property in the next 90 days. If you missed anything earlier, I apologize. This might loop. I have the software set to loop, so you might be able to get caught back up to here. But regardless, stick with me. I promise to provide a lot of value. I'm not pitching you anything. This is not a pitch fest to a course. This is not a pitch fest to anything. This is a free training along with a free starter pack. And you can get the starter pack for free by going to the instructions above. I have 5 different apps up right now, 5 different phones up right now. So you can go up there and follow the instructions to get that. You can go down below to the website or the QR code if that showed up. And then, or you can just screenshot this on your phone and go back later to the QR code or there to get a Freedom Starter Pack. And if you go there, come back in the middle of it. That includes, I don't know if I include everything, it's all free. It comes free private lender scripts, a free AI bot that is me, my personal AI bot. It comes with videos, comes with a free video course. It comes with private lender scripts that I say that. It comes with a calculator to teach you how to invest. It comes with my ebook, my book that I sell for $10 on Amazon. You get the ebook for free. That all comes for free, and I'm not collecting a dime from you to get. You don't even have to enter a credit card. It's all free. So go there and check it out. All right, so let's go over the 90-day plan. Now, real estate investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a get wealthy for sure plan. So again, I'm spending this Sunday evening with you, going live, hoping to help change your life. So I'm going to show you right now a for sure plan to buy real estate and get your first rental property, your next one under contract in the next 90 days. I'm going to give you the plan that can be repeated. So if you appreciate that, please let's bulk up a little bit. Stick with me for 5 more minutes. I probably got 15 minutes left, but 5 more minutes at least to get this thing rolling to see if you're interested. Double tap the screen, please, and let me know where you're from if you have not as well. All right? Follow the instructions. All right, here we go. So the 90-day plan includes finding other people's money. I'm going to show you how right now. Finding a value-add property, 2, and then 3, coming up with the right exit strategy. You may say, well, duh, Sam, I'm leaving because I knew that. Well, did you? Do you? Why haven't you? Right? Like, you know this stuff. Why aren't you sitting on 5 rentals? Why aren't you sitting on 10 rentals? Why are you not where you want to be financially? Sorry to call you out, but why don't you let me explain how to do each of these things? Simplicity is powerful. Do the basics brilliantly, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do right now, okay? Double tap that screen. All right, so OPM. So there are 2 main types of funding sources that you need if you are going to be a successful real estate investor, specifically buying rental properties. The first OPM, which OPM stands for other people's money, you need long-term OPM. If you're going to buy a rental property, you need a 25 to 30-year mortgage on that property in order to make it cash flow. Amateurs are not cash flowing right now. Amateurs are going back to their day jobs, or amateurs are flipping because they don't know how to buy rentals. Professionals and people with the right guidance and connections are still buying rental properties because they're cash flowing, because they have connections to funding sources, which you get a connection to. Going to Freedom Starter Pack or following the instructions there, you get connections to my funding source, which is a long-term funding source that will fund you over 30 years for 6.5%, assuming you qualify. That will allow you to cash flow. But regardless, there are 2 main types of long-term funding sources you need to start to get connected with. I suggest having 3 and 3. So you need 3 small local banks that you're going to be building a relationship with. You're not going to get all 3 of them right away. So try to find 3 small local banks. They're community banks, not Bank of America, not Commerce banks. They're 3 small local banks. and then 3 DSCR lenders. They're national lenders that small local banks have been squeezed a little bit recently because of interest rates. DSCR lenders have not. So DSCR, that stands for debt service coverage ratio, and then small local banks. Those are who you need to find and how you can find them. If you want to find the small local banks, join your local real estate investing meetup groups, your local Facebook groups, and ask other investors what small local banks they use. DSCR lenders, follow the instructions above or below and go there. You can use my DSCR lending company. We're the cheapest in the country. If you're at all familiar with appraisals, our appraisals have been coming in hot. Last 3 appraisals were $20K over what the person who got a loan from us thought they was going to appraise for. So coming in hot. So OPM, long-term funding, and then there's short-term funding. So short-term funding is like a little bit more of a hard money lender or a private money lender. This is who you need to buy and fix up the property. I'm going to go over the method, the final, the step 3 here in a minute. I'm going to pull my Vibe board over and show you a real life example. But just know you need long-term funders to hold it long-term and short-term funders to buy it and purchase it. So, and the purchase and rehab. So we're talking small local banks, and DSCR lenders, and we're talking private lenders and hard money lenders here, okay? So a little bit more on long-term funders. So long-term funders is the easiest to find. These are small local community banks. Talk to other investors. Go to your meetups, your Facebook groups. Go to your whatever. What city are you all in? Throw your city in the chat box. Got 5 different apps up here, so sorry. Atlanta. There's 100%. There's probably 25 real estate investing meetups in Atlanta. I know that because there's about 15 in St. Louis in your way bigger city. So there's 25 in Atlanta. Somebody give me a smaller city. Birmingham. I know of like 3 in Birmingham. There are small local meetups, big local meetups in every single market. Go there and ask what banks they use. And the person is they're not trying to hoard their bank because it's a bank. They want you to use them. They want that bank to be successful. So those people will give you small local banks to use, okay? So small local banks are going to be your option 1 and 1A is going to be DSCR lender, stands for debt service coverage ratio. Google them, look them up online, go to fastframecapital.com, or I connect you and you get preferred qualified rates if you go to, if you follow the instructions above. Go to whatever app you're on, follow that instruction, screenshot this and go to the code below, or just screenshot this, go to that website later. It's free. It's a funding source, it's AI, it's a deal calculator and rehab calculator. It is videos. I got to remember it all. It's like 6 things. It's got 6 bullets for you. All right, and it's free. It's absolutely free. You don't need any credit card to get it and bill you later. It's free. All right, short-term funders. So again, short-term funding is going to unlock everything. If you're able to develop relationships with short-term funders, mainly private lenders and hard money lenders, you're able to make confident offers on properties, and you're able to actually get properties because you're offering, a non-contingent or just a financial contingency offer. So these private lenders, how about this one? Private lenders are the holy grail. So private lenders are individuals that are looking to diversify their portfolio. They are looking to, borrow money against their 401k or self-direct their IRA and lend to you, or pull out money from a home equity line of credit. They're not looking to give you their retirement egg, but there's somebody that's willing to diversify some money that they have access to that they can't do anything else with and lend you as an investor. So who on here knows a private money lender? Type 1 in the chat box if you know a private money lender, and type 2 in the chat box if you do not know a private money lender. 1 if you know a private money lender, and 2 if you do not know a private money lender. Okay, so there's phones up and I see stuff flying. I see 1s and 2s, at least put that way. Well, if you type 2, you lied to me because you do know a private money lender. If you live in the United States of America, you know a private money lender. Let me explain. If you get one thing out of top 5 things out of this presentation, this is one of them. Private money lenders are normal, everyday W-2 corporate employees. They're your employee at your work. They're your boss. They're your parents maybe, probably not maybe. They're your parents' neighbor, your parents' boss, your parents' coworker, your grandparents' neighbor. They're just people that you know in your collective group of friends. Your typical private money lender is going to be an engineer. It's going to be an insurance agent, going to be a teacher, going to be a police officer, going to be a firefighter, going to be an architect, a sales manager. Those are your typical private lenders. Those are all private lenders. Those are all the occupations of my private lenders. And some entrepreneurs in there that have some money. But my main stable of private lenders are insurance agents and engineers. Again, W-2 corporate employees. So you know an engineer, you know a police officer, you know a teacher, so you know a private lender. You just haven't had the conversation yet. But guess what? There's private lender scripts that I show you, that I give you to email, text, post on Facebook to get money from private lenders. And where do you get those scripts for free? Instructions above, instructions below, right there. I'm trying to help you. I'm not asking for anything. I figured the best way to grow my brand and credibility with you all is to just give you crap for free. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so step number 2. So I'm going to pull this over here in a minute, but we got finding OPM is step number 1. Step 2 is finding a value add distressed property. Now, you have to find distressed properties to make this work. You cannot find a property that's not distressed because you have to buy them at a discount. Again, I'm showing you how to buy your first or next rental property in the next 90 days without using any of your own money to kick 2025 off to a good start. I'm not flexible. That's my kick. I could not kick a field goal more than 20 yards. Speaking of Sunday night, thanks for spending your Sunday night with me. I appreciate that very much. Let me know where you're from if you have not. Let's re-engage, double tap the screen. Thank you for being here. I got probably about halfway done. You've probably been in and out. If you left, hopefully you came back. If you're leaving, please come back. Just here to provide free information for you based on my experience. I figured in 2025, I'm just going to give away as much free crap as I can and see if I can end up making an impact and a difference doing that. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so value add property is step 2. So there are 2 main ways to find value add properties, okay? The first way is on market. Now that's pretty tough. That's where you go to the MLS, or that's where you go to different types of, Zillow or things like that. And that's where nobody's finding properties these days because there's not really a way to find a discounted distressed property on the MLS or Zillow because there's 10,000 other people looking. You want to be one of 5 people looking at a property in order to get a good deal. So on market is for amateurs and people that don't know what they're doing and that probably won't buy one. Off market's where we need to do public inventory, private inventory, amateurs, professionals. Work till you're 65, retire in 5 kind of thing, okay? Very, very key to get these distressed discounted properties. Now, if you got a pen out there, there are a few main ways I would go about it. The first way would be, that was loud. Obviously somebody's here on a Sunday night, but anyways, the first way would be to contact wholesalers. Who knows who wholesalers are? Type yes if you know what a wholesaler is. Type no if you don't know what a wholesaler is. And don't be ashamed. Every single person that hasn't done a deal or doesn't know an answer to the question I'm asking, the person that does know it was right where you were at some point. Everybody learned. You come into this world knowing how to sleep and shit, that's it. So everybody started at a level playing field. Eventually, some people are just in chapter 8, you're in chapter 4. Don't be ashamed by it. All right, so wholesalers are people that are like hunters. They're out going, getting deals. They're driving for dollars. They're knocking on doors. They're doing radio ads. They're doing TV ads. They're networking. They're going to meet up with lawyers. They are sending direct mail, if I didn't say that one earlier. They're sending text. They're cold calling. They are doing a ton of different things to go out and actually like find the deal. And then they find the deal at X price, and then they mark it up X amount, and then they sell it to you. And they make the spread, and they win, and you win. And if their offer to you is too high, don't buy it. Negotiate it down and walk away if it doesn't work for you. But you want them to make money. The more money they make, the more they come back to you and the more money they spend on marketing. So you want them to make 10, 15 grand a spread, 20 grand a spread. As long as you're getting into your number, you shouldn't care. So wholesalers, real estate agents similarly get deals brought to them. The difference between an agent and a wholesaler is one has a license and one doesn't, and the real estate agent with the license is going to get you a better deal most likely because there's no markup. That wholesaler gets it X, marks it up to X plus. an agent brings you in and the seller pays them out of their commission. You don't have to pay for the deal, in the deal or out the deal, and you're the hero to the seller, because the good agent's going to only bring you a distressed property where the seller needs a cash offer and out quick. A retail ready house, move-in ready house, that's not your jam. So wholesalers, you meet joining your local Facebook groups, your local meetups. I said that before, but that's where you go. And then agents similarly. And then you can use AI technology. I have some AI technology that can help you a little bit as well. It's called Deal Pilot, but we're not going to talk about that right now because I'm just trying to give. That is a paid thing. I'm just trying to give you all the free stuff right now. Okay. It does use AI and help you though. So step 1 was finding other people's money. Step 2 was finding the value add property. And step 3 is the exit strategy. This is the BRRRR method. Let's talk about it. It stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. So I'm going to go over a deal now. So who's heard of the BRRRR method? With the S, from me. If you heard of the BRRRR method from Brandon Turner, good on you, Beardy Brandon, that doesn't count. Who on here has heard me explain the BRRRR method out of this stupid mouth? Who has heard me explain it? Type 1 in the chat box, heard me explain it. Type 2 if you've never heard me explain it or never heard of it. All right, so we're going to go over Oak Ridge. I'm going to pull out the vibe board. It gave me a note not to forget the vibe board. So there's a picture of Oak Ridge. That's how nice we make our rentals, by the way. So let me pull out this board. Hopefully it doesn't go off. Let me go over this right now. And as I'm doing that, get the cord out of the way. If you're just joining me, thank you for taking some time out of your Sunday evening to learn. I'm doing my best to help you as best I can. I'm going to go over this BRRRR method right now. Can you see that all right? I think the reflection's not too bad. I'm going to go over this method right now. If you're just joining me, I'm not asking for anything. I'm not pitching. I'm not selling anything. I'm giving you free advice right now that people have paid money for, and I'm also giving you free resources that you don't need to enter any. You don't need any your credit card to get it. It's free. I have 5, 6 apps up right now, however many. Follow the instructions above to get it, below, or right there. Screenshot this, use it later. If you leave, come back. It's free. What the starter pack is, it's everything you need to get started. It's a funding source connection, Fast Frame Capital, my company. It's a funding source connection. It is a calculator to estimate rehabs and estimate cash flow. It also, these are separate things. So it's funding source, has a calculator in it for free, has private lender scripts in it for free. It has a video course built in it for free. It has my ebook that actually, my book is $10 on Amazon. If you like the ebook, I'd appreciate you go buying the one on Amazon. I make like $2 a book, so it's not really about the money. It's more about getting the brand out there. But you get that book. It's a book I wrote. It's Amazon bestseller. You get the ebook for free for going to that. And then one other thing, we'll call it a surprise. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but you get 6 legitimate things that can help move the needle forward for you simply by going and following the instructions above. So if you appreciate that, double tap the screen and share this live with anybody you know that's interested in real estate investing, because this is the meat and potatoes, as we say in the Midwest, of what we're going to talk about. It's called the BRRRR method. It stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. And I'm going to go over one of my latest rental properties. If you remember step 1 and 2, what was step 1? Finding OPM. We're going to say private lender. Step 2 was finding a distressed property. Boom, it's sad. We just found a distressed property. So let's go over one of my latest examples to show you what this actually looks like in real time. Okay, so one of my latest rental properties, this property up here, you can see was in decent shape. We got it under contract from a wholesaler for $190. By the way, this wholesaler bought it for $150. So he made 40 grand, and I'm glad he did, because he's actually brought me other deals. But anyways, 190 grand to buy this distressed property, and it needed what did it need? What did it actually use? It needed like 25 or 30 grand with holding costs and everything. We ended up spending about 40 grand on the rehab. So I borrowed 230 grand from a private lender to buy the property and fix it up. Are you with me so far? Yes or no? I borrowed money. There's 30 different sources. We're just going to say private lenders to keep it simple. I borrowed money from a private lender. He wrote me a check for 230 grand. This one's an engineer, the one who did this one. I wrote a check to the title company for 190 grand to buy it. And then I did it, my team did this, but over the next 3-4 months, they wrote $40,000 worth of checks to contractors for supplies, for holding costs, to fix it up. So now the house is fixed up with my private lender's money. Make sense? If If you're just joining me, I'm teaching you how to buy your first rental property or next rental property in the next 90 days using none of your own money. We're on step 3. This is a little bit new, these Sunday lives. I might do this a little bit more as long as my wife doesn't kill me for being out every Sunday. But this might replay. I have this new software set up to where maybe it'll loop. So you might be able to get caught up. If not, maybe I'll be back next Sunday. All right, so anyways, follow the instructions above to get a free starter pack. It's absolutely free. All right, anyways, you bought the house, fix it up using somebody else's money. The next step is to get the property rented. Start to collect rent. Start to make it a cash-producing asset. At that point, remember, step 1 was find the short-term funder, found it. Long-term funder, see how this works. So you go to a long-term funder, DSCR or small local bank, and if you go to the right one, which I showed you how to earlier, you can get an 80% loan based on the appraised value. This property right here is a real property that I think was worth $310,000, $315,000. It did not appraise for that. Went to a small local bank because we didn't use my DSCR lender on this one. It appraised for $300K, which was fine. It was worth more, but that's what it appraised for. So I got a check for $240K from the small local bank. Any guess what I did with that $240,000 check? It's a cashier's check. They handed it to me and said, here you go, $240,000. Any guesses what I did with that check? Took it and wrote it back to my private lender. He made $10K. Now he's happy. Happy. He made $10K. He's paid off. He wrote me a check for $230. I wrote him like 120 days later a check back for $240. He's happy. He's good. Now I do owe the bank money. I owe them $240,000, but I owe them that over the next 25 years at like 7.5%. I take rent and I pay back the bank, and boom, they're paid off. And you know what happens? I'll show you here. And if you want to systemize, this is something that takes a little more time, energy, and effort. The difference between amateurs and professionals is systems and processes. I can help you with that. Below and above will help with that. And also my community would, but I'm not here to pitch you anything. My mentorship would, my community would, but this is just about the freebies. But the cool thing about this is this property I just bought is worth $300K, should be $315, but today it's worth $300K on paper, right? I owe $240K on it. Wow, that sucks my writing, but I talked it out. So I have $60K in equity in this one rental property I bought using none of my own money. Remember that number for later. But the cool thing about it is in 15 years, this real estate will double in value at a minimum. So 15 years from now, this house that I bought will be guaranteed to be worth $600K. The mortgage will be paid down to, let's say, $120K. So I'll have $480K of equity in one rental property I bought using none of my own money. Remember that number, $480K, 15 years, none of my own money. All right, so that is the Oak Ridge example. Double tap the screen if you have not shared this with a friend. Teaching you how to buy your first rental property or next rental property the next 90 days. All right, let's talk about the best ways to create wealth is to predict the future. All right, so I'm going to show you how to predict the future. I'm going to predict the future with you right now, and then I'm going to show you systems on how to take advantage of that predicted future. All right, so here's the U.S. money supply chart. This is how much money the U.S. prints. Let's predict the future together. Let's put on our, what is the Bewitched? Didn't she wiggle her nose? Let's put on our predictive index. Do you think that the U.S. is going to print more or less money in the future? Now I know we got this Doge, this Department of Government. That's going to help with the deficit, but that's not going to help with them printing money. So do you think the U.S. is going to print more money or less money in the future? I'm 100% confident they're going to print more money. So that's one leg of the future that's a known. Again, I'm predicting the future. I know that they're going to print more money. At the same time, that is going to make what you can buy with money go down, their inverse direct relationship. Meaning, They print more money, the money in supply loses its value. It's just simple math. This came out last year, but did anybody see this guy? This was awesome. So this guy, I don't know him. I don't know if it's true or not. It looked true, but this is the guy on Instagram. He posted in 2022, he bought a bunch of groceries from Walmart for $126. He went and he did the reorder all button. So the exact same amount of things, I'm sure like certain things like were substituted if you've ever ordered from like Uber Eats or Uber or whatever to deliver food. But he did the reorder all. That exact same order went from $126 to $414. This is what I meant earlier when I said inflation, it's going up at less of a rate, but it's still going up, and it's not going to go down. We don't get back that huge inflationary spike that we had. We don't want it back. We don't want deflation. Deflation ruined Japan's economy for 50 years. You don't want to be able to buy a product tomorrow for less you can buy it for today, as much as that'd be great. That means you're not going to buy that product, and that means the whole economy freezes up. Not to go down a rabbit hole, but we do not want deflation. Nothing we can do about it. It's not going to change. But this is my point. They print more money. Inflation goes up, what you can buy with your money goes down. So I know they're going to print more money, and I know the money in my pocket loses value every day. Those are knowns. I am predicting the future. On top of that, U.S. values of homes in the United States. Real estate goes up in value. If you take a step back, even 08 doesn't look too bad. I know it was bad. It affected the whole world. But if you take a look back in 50 years, 08 is going to look kind of like something along here because real estate goes up in value. Death, taxes, real estate goes up in value. 3 guarantees in life. Yes, there are minor dips. Yes, there are major dips. But overall, it goes up in value because inflation and cost of replacement. Labor, materials, even with technology advancements, cost more today than it did 30 years ago. Hence, houses in existence, whether they're just built or built 30 years ago, are going to cost more money than they did 30 years ago. It's math and maths. So I know these 3 things. And then I also know that the current financial system is not intended or made for normal people to get ahead financially. You can see, I told you to remember that $480,000 number earlier. The average IRA is at the age of retirement is $113,000. At 65, the average person, American, has $113,000 in their IRA, and at 65, the average American has $232,000 in their IRA. Or their 401k, sorry. What's 232 plus 113? That's $335,000. The average American, after working for 40 years, using their own money in their 401k, their own money in their IRA, yes, the market goes up and their employer may match, but they're putting their own money every month in these things, is going to have $335,000. I just showed you how to get $480,000 in 15 years with one property. So the point of this is, it's hard to buy real estate. Anything's hard. Paycheck to paycheck's hard. Creating wealth is hard. Everything's hard. There's no easy, simple path to this. Well, that's what she said, but everything's hard. There's no simple path to living paycheck to paycheck's hard. I made $17,000 my first year out of college. Living paycheck to paycheck sucks. Well, so does building wealth. They all suck, so choose your suck. But in general, you are not going to be able to retire comfortably with a 401k and IRA by itself. So you need to understand what real estate actually does and what it can do for you. So, that being said, let's get to some Q&A now. As we're going to answer those questions, but just so you know, if you go to above or below, you're getting my funding sources for free. You're getting my scripts for private lenders for free. You're getting a video course for free. You're getting my personal AI bot for free. You're getting an ebook for free, and you're getting a rehab calculator that I use for rehab estimators and cash flow, all for free. If you don't enter a credit card, I'm giving away. 2025 is the year of giving for me. So if you're interested in all of that, follow the instructions above, depending what app you're on. You can screenshot below or go to the site and go there and come back, or just screenshot and go there later. All right, some questions. Yes, I do have a mentorship and a community, but I'm not selling that here. I'm trying to give you the free things. If you like all this stuff, I'm sure you can reach out to me or you can reach out to my team and we can tell you about the community mentorship. But let's not worry about that right now. That's not why I'm here. I'm here on this Sunday evening to help give you advice. And again, this thing is hopefully going to loot. Private lenders are the holy grail. Yes, sorry if you're asking questions. I have 5 different phones up right now, and I do have my glasses on, but they're far away. If I get too close, it gets blurry. So I'm doing my best to answer questions far away. If I missed it, sorry. Sure, it's covered on my YouTube or my podcast. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it there. Private lenders, yeah. So private lenders again are everyday people. They're not a company. If somebody ever asks you for your credit score or income statement and they say they're a private lender, they have a website, they're not. They're hard money lenders pretending to be private lenders because they know that private lenders are the best, and that's just, it's not the case. So anyways, that's that. Hard money lenders do require liquidity, and somebody asked, Fast Freedom Capital does require liquidity. We're a hard money lender. I'm not pretending to be a private money lender. You get access to that, but we require a down payment and some liquidity. We do have a program that will bridge that, give you a bridge loan on that liquidity and down payment, but let's not worry about that. But yes, we're hard money lending. Rates are sub 10, which is cheapest in the country. Sub 10 rates on hard money and sub 7 rates on 30-year fixed. So the best rates in the country. Yes, you can use Faster Freedom Capital without being a part of my community. However, my community gets preferred rates and they get the Fusion Funding Program. So you can use it, but you get the best stuff in my community. Some people are saving enough money on one loan to pay for my entire community. But again, I'm not even telling you how to get it. It's not about that right now. What else? Simple, same question. Yeah, no, this is me live Sunday evening here with you. All right, okay. Well, this is it for now. I'm going to try to get this to play back. If you missed anything, saw any value, this hopefully should play back once I hit the button to stop it and start it again. May take like 5 seconds to recoup. It may not. It may just go away forever. Who knows? But regardless, screenshot this right now. Everybody watching, screenshot so you see the instructions to get the free starter pack that's absolutely free that comes with all that stuff. Maybe I'll see you next Sunday. Maybe I won't. Regardless, stay warm and have a great